For quite a while now, Mojang and its developers have gained this reputation for being lazy and incompetent. This whole situation has gotten a lot worse, especially over the past few weeks since the reveal of Minecraft 1.20. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at two developers' official responses to this recent backlash, along with my personal thoughts on the whole situation. With that being said, drop the video a like to show your respects to Mojang, and let's dive right into things. So before we get on to the feedback from the developers, which they actually publicly came out and talked about, we need to describe why this backlash is happening and why the community is so upset with Mojang. I'm sure whether you go on YouTube, Twitter, a bunch of platforms, it's pretty much everywhere at this point, you have saw some kind of meme about Mojang or its developers being lazy. Now, I'm not going to show any in this video because I do not encourage any kind of negativity towards the developers. I know in the past I've criticised them, and I'm a lot more open about this than other content creators. However, now more than ever, I think the backlash they're receiving over Minecraft 1.20 is completely uncalled for, and I think they are doing an excellent job with this update. But there's a few people out there that are being very negative about Minecraft 1.20. With Minecraft 1.19, the world update, I understand that update was a bit lacking in features, and obviously there was a lot removed, and there was a whole play chat report feature situation. But with 1.20, I think they genuinely listened. The fact that they even came out and stated this at the Minecraft Live event, which was obviously on October the 15th, I think that they're really turning over a new page and they're doing things very different this year. And at the moment, I do not think they've done anything to deserve this level of criticism and backlash from the community. Do not get me wrong, if the developers or Mojang itself does something wrong, it's okay to criticize that and to talk about it, but when they're doing literally their job, they're doing what they're paid to do, I do not think it's fair to give them this level of criticism. Now, let's look at the responses from two developers at Mojang, the first one being KingBDogs, who did tweet this out as a bit of a meme post, saying that feeling when you work for 30 minutes and pass out, obviously showing aliens and a ghost face. This is pretty much a response, like an indirect response to all of the negative posts being made about Mojang, because a lot of them do make a meme, like when you're a Mojang developer and you have to work for more than 10 minutes, like that kind of thing. And what this post from KingBDogs is doing is pretty much memeing about that, making light of it, which I think is probably the best thing he could do. He then did comment this somewhere else, saying, yeah, I'm quite lazy. Honestly, sometimes it's just 20 minutes and then I pass out, which is obviously pretty funny, but most likely not true. There's also this post saying, yeah, I'm pretty lazy. Now, the thing about this, these responses were actually commented below negative posts being made about them. One of them was below a meme, and one of them was below a post saying Mojang is lazy. So I think KingBDogs kind of publicly responding to this feedback like this, I think it's kind of showing his state of mind that it's just completely not true, and I'll talk about why it actually is not true towards the end of the video. But I do understand why, if you're a member of the Minecraft community, you might get upset by KingBDogs kind of memeing on you like this. If you really genuinely think Minecraft is in a bad state, then I can understand why you get upset by the developers responding like this. However, one thing you have to understand is that these developers are people, and there's pretty much no other way to respond without being more negative. I did post a poll on the community tab saying, do you think Mojang Studios is lazy? Where about 60% of people did reply saying sometimes, which is kind of where I sit at the moment. Mojang a lot of the time does things very well, but sometimes they do everything wrong. Where Felix, another Mojang developer, did reply saying lazy, I'll have you know I cut down my hot chocolate and nap time from 2 hours a day to 45 minutes a day. That is pretty funny, and it did make me laugh, to be honest, but yeah, unfortunately not many people saw this comment, so it's quite unfortunate, but I do think this is funny, and it just shows the developers' state of mind that they really do not take this criticism to heart. Like, I'm sure it affects them in some ways, and they have to kind of hide that a little bit, but yeah, the developers, they're just chilling, they're working on Minecraft, and it seems like they're having a good time. Now, let's get on to my thoughts and why I personally think that Mojang this year, or at least with Minecraft 1.20, is not lazy, and they're actually doing things pretty well. One thing you have to keep in mind is that Mojang is a massive studio with a ton of employees and a ton of developers working on a giant game. The way I think of it is Mojang is like a giant ship. I'm not going to say the Titanic because that's a bit of a bad example, but just imagine a giant cargo ship, absolutely huge. It will take it quite a while to turn left and right. It's not very maneuverable, but it can sail very steadily once it's on track. That's how I imagine Mojang. It goes over some bumps, it has struggles avoiding objects and turning sometimes, but once it's on course, it's all good. Now imagine modders, which a lot of people have been talking about recently. Modders are like tiny speedboats. They're very quick, very maneuverable, and they're much quicker and more maneuverable than these giant ships like Mojang. However, they can carry far less cargo, and the cargo in this case is features and content for Minecraft. A lot of people have been talking about this recently, saying how much better modders are than Mojang, and although they're quicker, they can get features out a lot quicker than Mojang. They also do not have to account for Bedrock Edition and multiple devices. They also do not have to account for the performance of Minecraft, having to make it very, very optimized without any lag or anything like that, whereas this is stuff Mojang has to worry about. Now, one concern I've definitely got with Mojang is the higher ups. I'm not sure who exactly it is, but it's like pretty clear, especially over the past year or so, that there are some people pulling the strings behind the scenes at Mojang. Like, we're not sure who they are, but one thing is for certain, these people most likely are the ones having a bad effect on Mojang, but it is by far not the developers. So next time you go to call a Mojang developer lazy or call them unproductive or anything like that, just remember, it is not their fault. It is most likely the higher ups at Mojang, if anyone at all. One thing I find hilarious though is that King Bee Dogs used to be a modder, and I believe even Felix is a part of the modding community, so it is not like modders are just 100,000,000% better than Mojang in every single way, because a lot of the developers working at Mojang right now are a part of the modding community. So I do not really understand people who say that. It just does not really make sense. I think the problem with Mojang, as I said earlier, is just that it is a giant ship and it may take it a while to adjust and change course. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Drop this video a like to show your respects to Mojang, and let me know your thoughts about this whole situation down below in the comments. Check this video out on screen, personally picked by me. Hope you enjoy. Goodbye.